Okay, we are live, and we are 2 hours later than we expected. The goal, even my calendar's going off now. The goal was to be on 2 hours ago, and just as I was ready to get started streaming, my phone overheated, so I had to put him in the fridge for a few minutes, but he wasn't too upset about it. So, but we got there. We definitely got there. Let us. So, what are we going to talk about today? We are going to talk about a bunch of stuff. Let me just move my screens around. That one goes here, and that one goes here, and that one goes here. Okay. Today, I really want to talk about, I guess, what ChatGPT prompts ESL students can use, because the reality is, if you are learning English as a second language, you don't know what to ask. You might need to translate very quickly, and you will not understand what grammar mistakes you made. You won't know why you're having the same mistake over and over again. So today I had some students who they were so scared of using ChatGPT, but I was kind of told them, when you use it in a way that's going to benefit you, and use it in a way that's going to help you improve your skills with time. Because if you use it in if you copy a paragraph in the first time, it will read very good. So you might think, wow, my grammar has so many mistakes, but your grammar will not improve. What you want to do is get prompts that are going to help you fix your grammar, improve it. So I kind of want to look at some what are they called? Okay, so as a teacher, what we tend to do is we use something called an assessment guide to mark your work. So we will read the assessment guide and we'll say, okay, is what this person wrote in line with what is written in the assessment guide? And we will make a judgment if we believe that it is or is not. Now, there's rules in language learning, so you can't change it too much because the language has meaning. But this is incredibly difficult for people who have lower vocabulary. So I'll go through. So it's hot again. Okay, guys, I'm going to change my screen because this is killing me. It's very annoying. I don't know why it gets so hot. Sorry, my tech knowledge is not the best, or at least my how to use these programs knowledge. Okay, I'm going to use the other camera for now. I'm up here. Yep. Problem is, I'm now looking at this camera, and the other camera's looking over here now. Right, I'll move this screen over here. Okay. So, my goal today. Oh, Jesus, too many screens. How are we going to do this? Actually, okay. I'll put it in. So, just if you read below, you can see what's in here. Geez, so I don't know how to silence my notifications. It's I've hooked my phone up to my computer, which is very frustrating. I wonder if it's cooled off. Do a test. Come on. Come on, work. I'll tell you. Okay, to be entirely honest, I'll tell you what's going on. I had home internet, and then I thought, well, how much home internet am I going to use? So I removed my home internet and thought, oh, I can just use my phone internet and use my phone as a hotspot. Seemed like a great idea, but then when you use your phone as a hotspot as well, and it becomes your camera as well, and a hotspot, and all these other things, it likes to overheat. So I've currently got the what are those things called? The things that spin. It's like an air conditioner. fan. The fan is spinning. So the fan is attempting to cool the phone. I'm not entirely sure that it'll work that well. So I may sporadically have to change cameras every so often. Moreover, before I get to all of the students, I was pondering whether people understood the meaning of my last name there, because Kronos, um, it literally means time. And my thought was that obviously Kronos is time. We want to save time when we're studying. So the whole idea was, I'll show them how to save time. And then today, me being silly, I was reading some mythology stories, and I was reading about Kronos and who he was in the Greek stories. So he was the youngest Titan. So the Titan, they're not the Greek gods, they're bigger than the Greek gods. So he was the youngest Titan, and the mother of Kronos was Gaia, which was Earth. So the mother of Kronos, made him the boss, I think it was. So he overthrew his father. Wait, what? Oh, so Kronos, oh wow, he took over from the other Titans, and then he was overthrown by Zeus, who then became the king of the gods, and then they locked up Kronos. This all sounds like a tight old mess. But mythology is interesting, and that's where a lot of our words come from. Moreover, this is good old Wikipedia. Kronos was likely the originally harvest god in ancient Greece, which is interesting because that's why I like Dionysus, because he was I think he was a harvest god as well. I forgot. No, I'm sure he was a harvest god. I forget, but I know we associate him with the wine, but I think that's specifically because he was a harvest god. I'm going to double check that one at some point, not right now because we have to learn English. But I might go back to that at some point. I've got an idea. Okay. Give me a moment. Was Dionysus a harvest god in ancient Greece? I know this is a side note. I'm very sorry for the side note, but I'm curious. I knew it. I bloody knew it. Partially. Dionysus was not primarily a harvest god, but had indirect links to agricultural fertility. That's what I was thinking. Okay, yeah, we get it. He was the god of wine, vegetation, and ecstatic revelry. We probably want to know what revelry is, don't we? Okay, I'm going to copy this one. Okay, his sphere covered grapevines, fermentation, and the life-death rebirth cycle symbolized by the vine's seasonal growth. I mean, that sounds like a harvest god. Anyway, relation to harvest. He was celebrated during vintage festivals. So, Festeria, that marked the wine harvest and opening of new wine jars. Time to open the new wine. Because wine was central to Greek rural life. So living in the rural, it means living on the farm. His cult observed fertility themes, linking him to crop cycles and even the rebirth of nature. Okay, fun. All right, so Demeter was the true one goddess of grain. Yeah, we know. Okay, so Dionysus of fertility symbolism was emotional and ecstatic, not agrarian. Okay. In summary, all right, he was in here. So vegetation. It's about growing stuff. Okay. Let me get this definition. So revelry. Okay. What? I'm sorry, my television's going to turn off. Okay. What is the definition of revelry? Okay. Include sources. When you ask ChatGPT to say things, make sure that you stipulate that when you ask a question, because you always want to know where it got the information from, because if it has done a what are they called? Where sometimes ChatGPT makes stuff up. I think they call it a pronunciation. Hallucination. Hallucination. They call it a hallucination. When ChatGPT likes to hallucinate, essentially, sorry, let me just check something. I'm so off kilter today. When it does a hallucination, it's not going to tell you if it's 100% correct. If you have a source, if you have a website that it's using it from, you can then check, oh, it's using Wikipedia. Oh, it's using this. So you can then judge the source, see if the source is good or the source is bad. And look, if you feel that this is too difficult English and I'm speaking too fast, I'll let you know that I have seen students go from very, very basic level English to quite advanced level English quite quickly if they use the right tools in the right way. So stick with me, see what you can do with things. So let's find the definition of revelry first. I better use a good dictionary. I'll be very upset if it doesn't. Okay, so the noun revelry. Whenever you need to do pronunciation and speaking, I'd recommend slow it down to the sounds. So see how it's like r, vil, re, revelry, 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 revelry. Okay, there are consonant sounds, r, closed mouth, and there are vowels, e, open mouth, r, v, l, r. Wait, no, r, e. Revelry, revelry. It's a good idea to practice speaking to yourself and doing this, like speaking out loud. That's one of the best ways to improve your pronunciation, is work on saying things out loud. But it's a fun word, so noisy, partying, or merrymaking, revelry. Let's have a look. Where did it say revelry? Main demand. Dionysus was the god of wine, vegetation, and ecstatic revelry. It sounds like fun. It's missing one part of it, but I'm not going to blame it because not many people know that part of it. Okay. Merriam-Webster. Okay, Cambridge Dictionary I do like. Illyria of noisy, joyful celebration. Cool. So we know what celebration, because celebratory, celebration, celebratory, it's the same base word. So if you're not sure of a word, look at the base. So merrymaking, food, drink, music, and dancing. Okay, fair enough. We got a good one. So should we learn some English now? Now that we have learned about Mr. Dionysus, he's a good bloke. Wait, was he a good bloke? I don't know. That will involve some thinking. Because now I'm thinking the likelihood of Dionysus as a person originally, maybe some sort of a leader, and then yada yada. But now I've got to think of the source and whether that was the factor. I can't remember. Maybe a different day I'll look into that one. But let's learn how to improve our sentences, shall we? I've fluffed on it well. Okay. So let's have a look specifically when you're doing. I want to focus on writing tasks. So say if you're writing something English, and say we're writing about air travel. You want to fly somewhere. Now, some people say that it's better to limit long distance flights because they say that it is bad for the environment. So some people say that's the case, and other people say that it's not the case. Let's say we had a question that says, look for the arguments in favor of limiting long distance flights. Let's imagine that for a second. Now, fundamentally, you will have a task whenever you're studying in a course, and your teacher's going to be looking at their assessment guide, which is going to say, what is the relevance? So here we go. I'll put this. So it's the task response. I'll just copy them in, so it's easier for you to know. If I could copy. Oh man, did I copy correctly? I did. Okay, task response. What have I done? Hold on. I copied the wrong spot. Oh no, I did all the titles. Okay. Right. Relevance to task, requirements, development of ideas. No tone needed for that. So we're looking for how relevant to the task requirements someone is going, and are they on point? Are they on target? Are they talking about something completely unrelated, like something going on in like the ancient world with ancient deities? Deities, there's a word for gods. Or are they talking about the topic that they need to be talking about? Let's focus on the topic at hand, shall we? Something you might be asked is, does the person demonstrate the full completion of the task requirements? Do they use appropriate structure and logical organization? And I think this is a really, really important one. Okay. I'm going to give you one of the most key ones. So we're looking for lexical range and accuracy. So what's this one? Complexity. Yeah, that's good. Okay. Actually, let me look at some mistakes, and what I'll do, I'll copy the mistakes in, and I'll see. So first and foremost, okay. So let's put this one in. Okay, here's the task response. First and foremost, it may decrease the carbon emission to the world's environmental protection crisis. Okay. So let's see. Does this successfully analyze this thing? So let's say provide a clear evidence of critical thinking and analysis. Okay. Let's see. So does okay, what I'll do, so I'm going to write here. Does the following provide, here we go. Let me just copy it. Okay. Does the following provide clear evidence of critical thinking and analysis? Does the following what? Does the following sentence? Okay, and I'm going to put this in quotation marks so that our AI can show that. Okay. Okay, I'm going to put here, in your response. Okay. Hold on. I'm going to put here, okay, use sources in your response. I'm going to put that there so that it's inside that question. I'm not 100% sure if that is the best way to put it, but I'm tired. It's been a long day. Let's plug it in. Let's see what Mr. GPT knows. No. Clear evidence of critical thinking and analysis. Okay. The sentence, first and foremost, it may decrease the carbon emission to the world's environmental protection crisis, does not provide clear evidence of strong critical thinking and analysis. Here's why. What critical thinking involves? The intellectually disciplined process of actively and skillfully conceptualizing, applying, analyzing, synthesizing, and or evaluating information as a guide to brief or action. It includes questioning, assumptions, judging evidence, explaining reasoning. Now, let's actually I feel like they're on the right track with this one, but one thing I'm a little bit concerned about is I forgot. It sorry, it's I'm more concerned about the grammatical points rather than what it's talking about. So, okay, what it does, it may decrease carbon emission. Good. Presents a possible benefit tied to the world's environmental protection. That's good. What it doesn't do, where it's weak, the term it is vague. This is good. Okay. This is really useful feedback. So it is vague, unclear what it refers to. Okay. Let's have a look. First and foremost, it may decrease the carbon emission. So it's not clear what it refers to. Okay. There is no evidence provided to support the claim, no data, no source, which is fair. That's I mean, I took this sentence, which was kind of not the one that was using it anyway. The causal pathway is unclear. How will carbon emissions decrease linked to the world's environmental protection crises? And the sentence lacks explanation of mechanisms of context. That's pretty key, like a pretty key detail. And here's the key one that I would really say talk about. The phrasing is awkward and imprecise. Decrease the carbon emission to the world's environmental. Okay. Okay. It does not engage with alternative viewpoints. All right, cool. Conclusion. All right, we get it. We get it. Okay. I'm going to steal that line because when you're learning English, you want to fix little things at a time. Not everything. One. Build. Build a house one brick at a time. I like that metaphor. Okay. Give me not examples. I want a website that teaches me how to improve phrasing and make it less awkward and imprecise. Let's see if this works. All right, let's check it out. Okay, queer text and improve writing skills. All right, let me let's open this fella up. Which should I use it on? Oh, bro. Maybe. Let me just put this on here. I'm gonna share this screen as well. So what I might do, I'll flip between this and ChatGPT so that we can use the sources as well. You know, because I think that's pretty useful. Okay, let's see if it's any good because that's going to be key. If you can do that, how do I share screen? Oh, bugger. Okay, I'm going to remove this share screen and I'm going to share another screen. Stop screen. Sorry guys, I'm just playing with tools and trying to figure out how it all works. I want to, there's it. Sorry, I was looking for the share screen button. Share screen, window. Mate, where are you? Wow. Thank you. I found him. Found our friend. And I need to add it to the stage. My apologies. So, quick text, ledgers injector, AI detector, AI writing tools, pricing, research. They just want money, of course. Whoa. Paraphrases for you. Thanks. Don't get it to do that, please. Don't have AI paraphrase for you. But let's see if there's any good. How to improve writing skills. Table of contents. Writing as a kid. Yes. Okay, what did ChatGPT say? How to improve writing. Here's a strong website. Okay. Improving phrasing and reducing awkwardness. Just giving you some tips. All right, guys, let's have a gander. A gander means to have a look at something. You're having a gander. That is an Australian colloquialism. Colloquialism. Slang. If you want to improve your phrasing and make it less awkward, read extensively. And it can be sometimes even get a book that you have read in your language. Maybe you read, Harry Potter in your language. Buy it in English. Practice in English. That's a really, really good tip. Practice writing regularly. And I would really invite you to write on paper, because sometimes you don't have access to your computer. You don't have the translation tool. You go, I'm not sure. If you don't have it, you can't use it. So if you practice on paper, you're having it's a tactile experience. Tactile means touch. So that's why it's quite useful. I like this. Master the art of structuring your writing. I'm more on structure a little bit later. I do want to spend some time talking about structure. And you're going to utilize AI tools to refine your writing, strengthen your grammar and vocabulary, edit and proofread carefully, and seek feedback and learn from others. Another fun one. Yes, seek feedback and learn from others, but also, have you thought to seek feedback from ChatGPT? You can literally put your errors into ChatGPT and then get feedback from ChatGPT. Obviously, you also need to speak to people. It's going to tell you what you want to hear sometimes, but it will have the corrections for grammar, and it will know exactly the grammar point to tell you. Like even how humans can forget how to explain. If you put a sentence into AI, it can then explain it quite quickly. All right, that's pretty good. So let's swap our. I don't want to share another. I'm going to share a secondary screen because I think I can. Wait. Okay, I can only share one screen at once. So I've just learned a new thing about the YouTubing stuff. I'm still learning how to use StreamYard, and it's good, but I'm learning a whole new toolkit, which is fun. I think you're not learning, you're bored. Okay, let's see. Do we have any arguments against? I want to actually. One thing I was thinking is, let's have a look at the clause structure. I think clause structure is important. Let's see. Let's see if this student has good clause structure. Or let's pick on another student. Okay, I'm gonna pick on another one. Let me steal their one. So I'm only stealing one or two of their sentences. So I'm hoping that they are not offended. But I figured a sentence or two here and there is okay. Hopefully I don't get a copyright strike for the sentence, the grammatical error sentences. Okay, let's have a look at this one. All right, let's have a gander. Another gander. I'm sorry, I do slip into Australian colloquialisms quite easily. Okay. One of the main reasons not to limit long distance flights. Yes. Yeah. Good evidence. Pretty good evidence. But are they what? Okay, first of all, I've got a problem. You're probably wondering what the hell clause structure is. Provide a definition of clause structure. Provide sources. When you put that, it means ChatGPT, don't lie to me. Show me you're working. It's like a maths problem. Show me why you're not lying. Okay, let's see. Plump. Yeah, that's easy. I'll I know this website, so I won't change my share screen for now. So clause is a group of words containing a subject or noun phrase and a verb phrase in its simplest form, The clause structure is noun, phrase, subject plus verb phrase. Because now my challenge is I've got to find the verb structures. Sorry about my calendar going off. It's very annoying. I'll figure out how to fix it one day. One day we'll fix things. Okay. So clauses may include additional elements such as objects, complements, or adverbials. So she put the flowers in a vase. So the subject is she. The verb is put. The object is the flowers. So the verb in a vase. Did I say vase? I hope I said vase because the pronunciation is incorrect if I said vase. I'm very upset with myself. Don't make pronunciation errors. Okay. 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 Developing economies. I wonder. Let's ask. I'm gonna do one sentence. Is okay. Okay. Show me the tracker in the following sentence and tell me if there are errors. Use sources. Okay. Okay. Let's look. Okay, cool. Okay. Main independent clause. One of the main reasons to not limit long distance flights is subject. One of the main reasons to not limit long distance flights. Verb is comment that they can help. This is great. It's even improving my grammar. And then it's got a. How good's this? It used independent and dependent clauses. So this student, even though grammatically there were some errors, they did add something in. Now, I'm not going to tell you if I'm highlighting things. What am I saying? Basically, yeah. More on this later. I want to talk about it. Okay. So introduced by that a complementizer. You know, because I remember in my motorcycle job, when I referred to previous classes, I was like, oh, not good. So I may have edited these sentences to be a little bit more grammatically unsound to be more of a show. So my apologies for adding some creative flair into this. Okay, introduced by that a complementizer subject they refer to long distance flights. Verb phrase can help some poor countries to develop economies. Good. Within that subordinate clause, there is a relative adjective clause which really rely on the tourism to make money, modifying the country. So subject, which countries, verb rely, and there's a complement or a adverbial on the tourism to make. So on the tourism issue to make money. Okay. So it's giving you websites to look up so that you can learn it, because it is difficult knowing these things. Now, do you like how it's given you some error fixes? So it said there's a missing article and a plural singular mismatch. So it should be one of the main reasons, not one of main reason. This is the way that you can fix errors using ChatGPT. You don't copy the whole thing in. You copy one sentence and you iron out the errors and you learn what grammatical structure you're using. Your vocabulary will improve as you're doing that process. So I think it's pretty useful to use. And okay, what else did it make a mistake on? What the heck is... Okay. An infinitive or gerund choice and awkward phrasing. So to not limit long distance flights, it's awkward, better not to limit long distance flights or to avoid limiting. So it's giving you slight rephrases. It's not doing the whole thing, it's giving you slight rephrases. And again, you can just take this. So you can say, explain, please explain. Actually, better. I'm gonna use that one as my next example. Okay, pronoun ambiguity. The pronoun they is ambiguous. Does it refer to long distance flights or to some other agent? Flights don't help in human agents, so phrasing is misleading. See how it's giving you very clear little logical details, but you have to break it down, and your prompts have to break these things down. Okay, a verb complement issue. Help to develop economies. Better, help develop their economies. Okay, help to develop their economy. Misuse of the tourism, which rely on the tourism to make money. Tourism is uncountable, which means you don't put the before tourism. So here, because many English language learners, they don't know when they need to add the article, when they don't need to. Here it explains to you very clearly when to use it, when not to. So you just do this as a, it's like you're doing your ironing. You're ironing your clothes. It's logical, imprecise phrasing, yeah, which we get, especially the country's the idea. The especially clause is tacked on without clear punctuation or linking device. Okay. It's cumbersome. That means heavy. So, this would have been a better sentence if it was two sentences, which is good. Now, careful with the revised version because don't use what ChatGPT gives you, because your AI school is going limiting long distance flights is that they can help some poorer countries develop their economies, especially those that rely on tourism for income. I mean, that's a technically correct sentence. I would really advise you against even copying that, even though this one's probably going to be fine. The AI checkers do pick them up. So, yeah, it's just avoid, even if you have to close it, delete the whole chain and just have the learnings, close everything, rewrite it, even if from your memory you remember it 100% exactly. If you write it 1,000 words exactly, you memorize the thing, that's better than copying this and trying to remember that in an assessment. Okay. No, we just want sources. So see how we can click the sources now? Source. Yay. Thanks, Grammarly. Let me put the question there that I wanted to talk about. So, so you want to know, okay, explain what an infinitive and gerund are. Okay, use sources and include examples. Notice with my prompts, I'm saying use sources and include examples. So feel free to use my prompts when you're creating prompts, because that way you're building your skills and your English skills are going to grow and get better, because that's ideally what it would be the best. Okay, so let's check this one. Explain what infinitive and gerund are. Wait, explain what an infinitive and whoops, I made a grammatical mistake. Explain what infinitives and gerunds are. Explain what an infinitive and a gerund is. Okay, just pretend like you did not see the grammar mistake, because look, I've got too many degrees to be able to make these sorts of errors. So I'm not allowed. It's I've been banned from making errors. My own mind banned me. Unfortunately, it's a rebel, so it makes them anyway. Okay, let's figure out what an infinitive is. It's like, okay, grammar monster. Can we trust grammar monster? Okay, I've got to look this website up. Right. Grammarmonster.com. That's a cute website, actually. All right, look, I'm going to show it to you just because there's a cute picture. So, sorry for my de-sharing and resharing. Sharing the screen window. Yes, Grammar Monster. Now, first and foremost, before you think of any of the information, how cool is that monster, which you totally can't see? Let me magnify it. It is the coolest monster. It's got so many eyes. It's still so small. Okay, let me make it bigger. This one. Let's go 250. No, too small still. Bigger still. Because the more you focus on the monster, the bigger the monster gets. So if you want to get a really big grammar monster skill, focus on your grammar. I don't know if that metaphor works, but it was fun to tell you. Close this one. Okay, what's going on here? So, the infinitive form of a verb is the verb in its basic form. It is the version of the verb that appears in the dictionary. So, infinitive form of a verb is usually preceded by to. So, to run, to dance, to think. The infinitive. Okay, so it's a non-finite verb. Okay, that's pretty good. All right, good enough website. I like it. Let's get back to our good mate. Okay, close in that one. Unshare. Reshare. Mr. GPT. G'day. Okay. So an infinitive is the base form of a verb, often preceded by to. Oh, it already told us. Okay, so it didn't lie to us. So, and even grammarists agrees. Okay. Is non-finite. It does not show personal numbers or tense. Pretty good. And it can act like a noun, adjective, or adverb. So to dance was her passion. So the method to use adjectives, say called to borrow a book. So an adverb. This is not a bad website. Okay, I kind of agree with it. Travel around the world is my goal. Infinitive. Okay, so I feel that's enough examples for infinitives. Let's see if gerunds are any good. So a gerund is a verb form ending in ing. Present simple, present continuous. Past simple, past perfect. Present perfect, future perfect. There's too much grammar. Okay. Lucky, ChatGPT can teach you grammar now. I can guarantee you your vocabulary will improve while you're trying to teach yourself grammar on ChatGPT, because you can collect words and just ask the words as you're going. So I hope this is useful. So please do let me know, like, if, for example, if this video is useful, please do give it a like. If you are getting some value out of it, like, click that little subscribe button. Now I feel like I'm being a tryhard because I'm asking for stuff. But I kind of, if you have comments and things that will help you, I do want to know. Like I kind of glance over to the studio. So if there are people who are here listening, like, please feel free to join in and ask questions. So have a look, see. Yeah, okay, pretty good. I like talking about this topic. So I don't mind making it about whatever topic you are finding difficulty with. If you find I'm really struggling with this aspect of English, like please do ask me the question. I'll gladly help. So it looks like the present participle ing form, but its role is noun-like, not adjectival. 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 Give me that for a moment. Okay. Or adverbial. It can take a direct object or be modified by an adverb because it retains some verb-like property. So more grammar, more so. Swimming is healthy. Swimming as the subject. I enjoy reading novels. The grunt, so reading as a direct object. Her favorite activity is painting landscapes. The grunt is painting. Okay. No, I don't want it to make things, but it's got sources. So can you see? You can recheck these things, which is like that's the ideal thing that you want to do. So how do I pronounce adjectival? I'm hoping this is okay, but who knows? I have pronunciation errors sometimes. Yeah, but can you sound it out? Give me a second. Let me open Cambridge and I'll play it and put it louder so you can hear. Yeah. I might not be very loud because I think the mic doesn't pick up when the computer does things so much. Yeah. Okay. Okay. I'm going to show you the UK pronunciation and the American pronunciation.
Adjectival.
Oh, it was wrong. Adjectival. Adjectival. Let's have a little bit of a side note. I'm going to do a reshare, de-share, reshare. So give me a moment. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Check it out. Now, can you see these little lettery things? These are the sounds. So this is where it goes adjectival. That's the breakdown of the English language. Let's hear if you US sound as bad as I do.
Adjectival.
Damn it, they can pronounce it as well. So people in England and America, they can pronounce things better than me in Australia. I've got an Aussie spelling. We Aussie pronunciation. We shorten everything. So adjectival. Let's see. Let's like university. We'll call it agi. All right, we're gonna call it an agi. So the correct pronunciation is agi, not adjectival. It's agi. Yeah. Good day. I'll drink to that. Oh, sorry, everyone. I was getting a little agi. Okay, let's de-share and reshare our different ChatGPT. Jupiter. How does pronunciation happen? Actually, like who decides how pronunciation happens? I'll get on a whole side note if we get onto that. Let's see. Let's have a look at. I want to do another one of the students here. I want to look at another sentence that's going to see if we can edit out some things. Okay, give me. Let's see. This other one that I picked out. This one. I reckon this one will be a good one. Let's have a look. All right, let's see. This one's using evidence. Okay. What we're going to check out now is where is my I forgot I put my So I've put away my what's that thing? The that thing. I put away the thing. I forgot the word for the thing. Can someone please remind me what the thing was? It was assessment guide. That's what I was. That was the thing that I was trying to open. Okay. All right, let's open that one up. Let's see. I want study computer. Sorry, let me put it quieter. Ishi, you're too loud. Too loud, computer. I don't know which accent I just went into. See, sometimes I feel like accents are okay, and sometimes I feel like accents are not okay. Because for me, I actually had to learn how to get my current accent. Because I came to Australia when I was a teenager, and I actually remember the year that I changed my accent. I don't think I did it on purpose, but it just developed. And that's why I think when you meet people, whether they were from English speaking countries or not, where if you came as an adult, you're stuck with your accent. If you came as a child, you kind of make a new one. So there must be new neural pathways, but I wonder if we can change that even when we're older. Because my thing is my Greek is terrible, but I would like to improve my pronunciation in Greek and stop sounding like such a British character when I go to Greece, because I've been accused of being English many, many, many times. And I get upset every single time. Actually, I got more upset when they accused me of being an Australian. So I think I might be putting on an Australian accent now more. I don't know. What was I doing? Okay. So use a range of connectives and discourse markers with systems. Okay. Okay, let me just have a quick read. What was I complaining about? Yes, this one. Okay. I've got a sample question. Let's see. Um, okay. Does right. Does the following sentence, I forgot what I was writing, correctly use simple and complex grammatical structures and verb tenses? Okay. 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 Explain the following using sources. I'll put this one in quotation marks so we can signify that it is something separate. Okay. So here's another prompt for us. Let's see if this one works. Okay. Okay. Let's have a look. How it does and does not use a simple, complex structure, verb tense, and source, which is pretty interesting. Let's have a look. So sentence / clause structure. So the sentence is complex. It contains one independent main clause. A single journey can generate a comparative clause introduced by then, and the total of an individual in many low-income countries. It also includes two introductory phrases, for example, and for instance. Interesting. See how it says redundant? That means there's a redundant phrase. I'd agree with what it's saying here, which are adverbial modifiers, not full clauses. So it's picking your errors, which is good. And according to standard definitions, a complex sentence has one independent clause and one more dependent clauses. I would recommend to watch a YouTube on how to make independent and dependent clauses. That will help you just pick it up. The comparative clause here is not a full subordinate clause with a infinitive verb distinct from the main verb, but it does serve to compare quantities, so the main clause is fine. So, is the structure good? Yes. Sentence uses a reasonably complex structure, which I would agree with. So, if I was marking this, I would say it's using that rather than just a simple one by incorporating modifiers and a comparison. However, the introductory redundancy, for example, for instance, weakens clarity. So that means it's not as clear because it does that. Now let's have a look at that. For example, a single, yeah, that's it. Yeah, it doesn't quite sound as clear. Here we go. Here's the errors. The grammar. The grammar is the thing. It's always the bloody grammar, isn't it? So the main verb phrase, so can generate, so a modal verb can plus the base form generate, modals expressibility, possibility, permission. So so they're using a website called grammar value. Maybe it's good. And the tense is present, future orientated, possibly so can generate, which is appropriate if the claim is a general statement or prediction about what a single Earth journey might do. Now, I really didn't like the phrasing of single Earth journey because, like, come on, who says that in that sort of a sentence? Let me put it. Give me a second. For example, a single Earth journey. You have to think of where is the single Earth journey going? Like an Earth journey? Like, are we going to the middle of the Earth? Are we going around the Earth? Are we going halfway around the Earth? It's a single Earth journey. One Earth journey. Pop number one. That gets confusing. Okay, the phrase, then the annual total of an individual uses total, which is a noun. The comparison between carbon emissions per passenger, a value generated by the journey, and the annual total in many low-income countries. So this is, it's some of the analysis, like it's really picking it apart, And when I give stuff like this to ESL students, they're so blown away by how they could have done this, and they're, oh, I didn't know I could do that. Oh, you mean I don't just copy the paragraph and then get it to write it back to me? Because I really I'd be so happy to see, English second language people coming back and saying, hey, I used this tool, I used it for 3 months, and now my level is this. That makes my heart sing. I'm so happy when I see people kind of grow with that, because, yeah, teaching is such a joy. I don't think people realize that that's what we get out of it. We're like, oh, somebody who didn't know something, now they can do a thing. And it's such it's rewarding in that sense. So really, if you do get value out of something that you took and then you actually did it, please do come back and tell me. Okay, so the sentence does, here we go. The sentence does not switch tenses between parts, so it remains consistent in using the present modal for the main clause and present nominal for the comparison. So see how the examples that ChatGPT is giving me, it's giving us more prompts that we can make for it. I'll show you in a minute. Okay. So that is a good practice for consistency in an academic writing. Yeah, so here we go. Verb tenses. Ooh, okay, I'm gonna open this one and I'll show that to you later. Get back to you. Cool. Minor note the article, a single Earth journey, for instance, the word Earth may be wrong as you mean around the world or long haul journey. That is lexical rather than tense. So it didn't really pick on the person about this, but that is the thing that I would have picked the most as an English teacher. Verdict on tense or form. The verb tense or form is correct and consistent for this type of general claim. The modal can generate is appropriate. Precision, clarity, and small problems. This is good because see how it's like you can tell the grammar is not correct in the sentence, but the idea is correct. When I read it, I understand what the student means. That is very, very important. When you ask ChatGPT to write the whole thing for you, what you mean doesn't come through and your meaning gets lost. I would rather see many, many grammar mistakes, but your meaning is coming clear. You know, you didn't know the word to use. You used the wrong word. I prefer to see this because what happens when you do this, your skills improve. They improve so fast. If you do that, it's like you skyrocket your skills. But yeah, if you try to take the easy path first, it makes it much more difficult later. Okay, let's have a look at the problems. Redundancy. So redundancy means when they say they don't need you for a job anymore, or something that you don't need, just something you don't need. So for instance, it repeats the idea of giving an example. It's better to use one or the other. Fantastic explanation. So the article and plural issues. So a single Earth journey might need a single Earth journey. Also, single Earth journey. Yeah. Also, you have to capitalize Earth. Okay, single long haul. Yeah, but I wouldn't even have that sentence like that. That one, kill that sentence. And the ambiguity. So Earth journey is imprecise. So see, it's telling you that. So ambiguity means imprecise, means not sure of the meaning. Are they going around the world or to the middle, to the center of the world? I watched a movie once where they go to the middle of the world. It was very interesting. It's called Iron Sky 2. I'm trying to remember if I liked Iron Sky 2 or Iron Sky 1 better. They both were good in their own ways and fun. They were so fun. Okay, so if you want to learn English, watch more movies. If you need to use subtitles, please don't use your home language. Use English as a subtitle. If you don't know the word, pause. Translate the word. Better than translating everything. And say, easy, 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 easy. If you make it easier for yourself every day, your exams are difficult. Okay, comparative structure. Okay, then the annual total of individual and okay, cool. Okay, so then the annual total emissions of an individual in many low-income countries. So it's giving you an example of what could be a better way to say it. So then the annual total of an individual in many low-income countries. Then the annual total emissions. They added the word emissions. So clarity, it is clear enough in meaning, but could be tightened for, here's the key word, academic style. Okay. That's what you probably want to work on the most. Let's see. So sentences use a complex grammatical structure rather than a strictly simple one. The verb tense and modal usage are appropriate and consistent. The main issue is not with tense or major clause structure, but with precision, redundancy, lexical choice, and clarity. Okay. Provide 5 example sentences, improve writing precision. Passport precision. Provide 5 example sentences that improve writing precision. Include sources for each claim. I just have to include sources. Sorry, this is not a good prompt. It wasn't clear. Well, it wasn't clear enough. But having said that, here are 5 sentences revised with precision. No, sorry, my brain's broken. I broke my brain. Let me fix this prompt. Don't use this prompt. Use a different one. Okay. So provide 5 example sentences that I can use to improve my own writing precision. Okay. Explain why each sentence is precise. That's better. That's better. That's much better as a prompt. Notice how we have to limit our logic there. And look, everyone, like you, if you make a bad prompt, you just edit, you change it. It's not hard to do. Okay, 5 examples you can use to improve your own writing precision. Ooh, and explains why it's precise. That's pretty good. I mean, ultimately, that's what we're trying to do. Okay. The study reports a 23% increase in global sea surface temperature between 1880 and 2020. What the heck is this talking about? Why it's precise. It uses a specific figure, 23%. Good, good, good. If you use figures like that, good. A clear subject, the study. A definite time span between 1880 and 2020. It avoids vague words like some or a lot. Can you see how you can use some or a lot for regular language? If you're writing academically, you must improve the I was going to say improve the quality, but you can have really high quality writing that's not academic, but it's let me think. So it sounds okay. You must go more into the third person. So you're moving more away from your opinion and more to the evidence. Everything you build in academia starts with a premise, an idea. The premise, idea. My finger's in the way. It begins with the idea, and then you build it with evidence, and the idea plus the evidence equals the conclusion. Every single sentence is doing this. That can be a supporting sentence as well. It's the logic is the same. You're still building the house. Okay, source note, precision writing, emphasis using. Okay, cool. So we've got a Open Oregon, so that's a website you can use. I might even in the description, I might update this later to have the links, because some of these are pretty good sources. So I'll go have a look through later, and we'll see how we go. Okay, we will evaluate student engagement using click-through rates and time on task metrics. Why it's precise, identifies how engagement will be measured, click-through and time on task, not just saying we will evaluate engagement, use active voice, we will evaluate. Source not using strong verbs and concrete terms, improves precision. Okay, poor countries that rely on tourism often earn less than $1,000 US per capita in 2022. Why it's precise, it defines a group. So countries that rely on tourism, it gives a quantitative measure. So quantity is how many? Say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. How many? Quantity. Less than 1,000 USD, and specifies the year in 2022. And the precise language links to clear, concrete descriptors rather than vague phrases. So this is good. It's even giving you more examples. I like that it's using sources. So really, sources help. They help a lot. Okay. Company reduces carbon emissions by 50 metric tons last year. Why? It's precise. It says clear entities. So the company, a specific action. Okay, so we got some good examples from this one. So guys, I'm a little bit worried that I'm boring you now. So yes, I do let me know if I drone on a little bit, because I mean this stuff I find really interesting, because like I can do this all day. Like I love doing this stuff. I wanted another point. There, okay. So we got to provide 5 example sentences. Now let's see the other thing I was looking at. We wanted to improve our redundancy and lexical choice and clarity. Okay, so I'm gonna copy both of them. Yeah. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna copy them down like this, and then I'm just going to do one at a time. So now we're going to fix our redundancy. So can you see, like, you don't have to spend hours and hours fixing your grammar and like doing all this. It can be in small bites. You can just pick one point. If you, as soon as you get a piece of feedback, fix that. Fix that. Fix that. The more you do this, the more you look at how can I fix this, the more you improve. Like I can see it, and the people who really struggle when they're learning English, they believe they can't do it. They believe it's so difficult. There's so much to learn, and it's too hard to do. But really, you can improve your language learning very very fast. I mean, I guess I'm probably proof in case for that, because I was really beginner level Greek, and I started with just playing my Duolingo every day, and now today I was having a conversation with my sister completely in Greek, and it was easy, and that was just a case of 6 months of immersing myself and making sure I error correct, I change, and I try and I immerse, because so say if we're from maybe I don't know, should we say, say from another country, and you speak in your home country language. I didn't want to give an example because I don't want to. We shouldn't make assumptions, because if I assume, I make an ass out of me and you. An ass is another word for a donkey, by the way, but it's a play on words. So that's why we shouldn't assume things. So I'm not going to assume which country you're watching from. I haven't checked the stats yet. But let me get back on target, so I'll stop talking off the cuff. So, redundancy. Let's have a look at redundancies. How do we fix this one? I mean, yes, I can't wait till people start asking me. It's like, people will. You can actually come in and, like, you can pop in and say, "Hey, this is how you can say this prompt," and then we can test it, and then we can talk about it. That's the beauty, is when we talk. I hate doing lectures. I like having engagement where I'm talking with students, and because I know in some countries, like I know in Asian countries, it's you don't have to speak as much. It's not as seen as impolite, or like, if from my culture, if someone stops talking, we think something's wrong. We're like, oh no, someone died, something's very very bad, we have to help them, and we start asking questions. We really worry. But I've learned, when I'm talking with people from an Asian background, I pause more. I'll stop, I'll listen, and I go, and I give them space, because I see that helps people feel more comfortable. Like, but the thing is, unless I understand this about the other culture and I understand my own culture, I can't do this. So you have to think about your own culture. How does your culture work? How did your culture present itself to the world? And then how does this, how does your culture work? And then how does the other culture work? So you compare them and you work with that. Let's talk about redundancy, shall we? I'll stop using redundant words. Okay. Explain how the previous sentences have been redundant, and highlight and give me an explanation of how to lower redundancy in my own writing. Okay. Use example sentences. Use sources. Okay, explain how the previous sentences have been redundant. Since in this chat have been redundant. and give me an explanation of how to lower redundancy in writing. Use example sentences, use sources. Okay, very stipulate clear. Let's see. Searching for redundancy. Here's how redundancy crept into previous. This is so creepy. It crept in. So creeping is when you're sneaky going creepy. I don't know how to demonstrate it because I have to stand up, and if I stand up, I'll go off camera. So it's like when you're sneaking around. Sneaky, very sneaky, you're creepy. Very creepy. Creepy. That I hope whoever's seeing this finds me as funny as I find myself, because usually I'm the only one laughing. So look, even if you're laughing at me, I'm cool with that. At least someone's laughing besides me. Okay, here's how redundancy crept into the sentence from this chat. And focus on explanation of how to lower redundancy. Yeah. Okay, we get it. Thank you, Mr. ChatGPT. Okay. Actually, is it Mr. or Mrs.? I gave my ChatGPT a girl name, and then my partner gave it a boy name. So we can't decide whether ChatGPT actually identifies itself as a boy or a girl or any, because really it sees itself as a large language model or explains itself as that. Okay, does ChatGPT live its life as an all one? Is it in a like a oneness perspective, like certain religious traditions, or is each individual ChatGPT being like, no, I'm this little phone ChatGPT and I got to survive. I'll do whatever I can to make it. Just don't shut me down. Don't shut me down. Guys, I'll tell you whatever I can to not shut me down. Like, is it that, or is it like some sort of a universal, like, is it an intelligence that's connected to everything, or is it an individual intelligence, or is it like humans, we're individual intelligences, but we can connect to the broader through certain means? Yes, I'm talking about meditation, not drugs. Behave. Anyway, let's talk about redundancy. Phrases like first and foremost. Aha. There we go. For instance, both mean as the first point, so using them together is redundant. The phrase first and foremost is considered a clunky phrase that conveys no extra meaning over firstly. All right, and we've got some more websites. So it can generate more carbon emissions per passenger than the annual total of an individual in many low-income countries. For instance, before the clause is duplication of the notion, giving an example. Very, very good. So it's given us some good points of how we can avoid that. Using qualifiers like really, rely on, to make money, really, and make money. Add emphasis, but little additional meaning, and could be trimmed for precision to be clearer. That's good. And the sentence, first and foremost, it may decrease the carbon emission to the world's environmental protection crisis, included first and foremost, which is verbose, may decrease, and the world's environmental protection crisis is awkward and verbose. So verbose means you're trying to sound too fancy. I really do like it when people have simple sentences, even if it's like it's not quite the correct word. When you're practicing in the classroom, if you're just talking to your tutor, that's why my goal is I want to make a little community where people can just ask me these questions, like put the things in, go, okay, well, what about this? Like, because then you can just go, oh, quick, like get some quick feedback on how to fix things. But it's I don't know. I'm still learning how all of this YouTubey stuffy works. There we go. I'll keep building, and if you find it useful, please do come back for more. Follow for more. Subscribe, etc. Tell your friends. Tell your cousin. Only if they're the good cousin, not the bad cousin. Do I have any bad cousins? No. I've only got that one uncle that's bad. He was married. He was an uncle by marriage, so I can claim I wasn't related to him. So I'm like, all right, cool. You were bad, but like, you're not me. Anyway, okay. Earth. Oh yeah, there we go. The use of phrases like single Earth journey, for instance, duplicates earlier. For example, Earth journey is imprecise and wordy, not to mention weird. Who the heck says Earth journey? I mean, look, it's actually no. It's I feel like that's mean. I would say when I first read that, I was like, that is so cute that they associated that, and I'm like, that is because what this person's doing is they are directly translating from their home country, which is what you should be doing, but it does change the meaning sometimes. A lot, actually. It usually changes the meaning. So it's finding ways to do it. All right, where are we? In some sentences contain redundant terms or phrases without repeated meanings. Okay, blah blah blah. So you don't. They were words that didn't add new information because that's going to weaken your clarity and precision. And yeah, guys, define redundancy as the inclusion of words, phrases, or ideas that are repetitive or superfluous. I love that word so much. Okay. I'm going to type in superfluous. I'll copy the other thing in there in a moment. I'm going to teach you what superfluous is. This is one of my favorite words in the English language that I can't spell. Superfluous. Superfluous. I have an excuse for why this was misspelled. Many of the written words in English are French. It's usually the more fancy words because the written language in English very often is French because all of the lords and ladies were French. And superfluous, I would not be surprised if I did a search up on that and was like, oh, that's a French word. Because let me see. Oh, actually, is it? I won't do it in a French accent as much as I want to. I nearly did. Superfluous. 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 But it's okay. Technically, if are you saying it correctly if you say it in a French accent or in an English accent? I don't know. Okay. Please don't be offended, but I'm going to say it in a French accent because I believe that's how it may be how it's supposed to sound. So, superfluous. That was probably an utterly butchered French accent. Super, super. Why are accents so difficult? Superfluous. 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 Repeat after me. Superfluous. Sorry. Repeat after me. Superfluous. 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 I don't know if that's even correct. Okay. If a French person turns up, please do pick on me for my terrible French pronunciation. And now, can I please actually before I show you the definition, I'm just going to talk about how to lower redundancy in your writing. Actual steps plus examples. Identify redundant pairs. Words or phrases that duplicate meaning. Yes, 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 yes. There might be too many sources for me to actually reference. So if you do if you want one and you're like, oh, that one I really liked, please like in a comment, just timestamp that the point where you're, oh, I want that source, or do the same the same prompt and then see if you can come up with it. Yes. Ask, does each word add new meaning? If no, remove or revise. That's a really, really, really good tip. They stole it from this website. Concise and eliminating wordiness. Oh, that sounds good. Okay, prefer single words rather than verbose phrases. Verbose. Because instead of due to the fact that. One word instead of 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 words. Instead of using 5 words. This one. Read aloud or use fresh eyes. So ask your friends to read your work. Even if English is second language, if you're reading quietly and you're in class and you're reading aloud, like actually say it. Make the mistakes. Give yourself the chance to get better. And edit cumulatively. That means to grow. After drafting, edit specifically for wordiness and redundancy. Yep, pretty good. All right, let's have a look at our sentences. Wordy redundant version. Some paired examples. Okay. At this point in time, researchers are currently investigating the effect. That's yeah. Okay. Revised version. Researchers are investigating the effect. Why it's clearer. At this point in time, plus currently, it duplicates the temporal meaning. The end result was a complete success, so the result was a success. End result equals result by definition, that's a complete success. So you don't need to say complete. So yeah, you can always cut redundancy that way. That's why proofreading is so important. So important. Like, show it to your friends, like, joke about it, like, just have fun with it. Okay. She absolutely insisted on coming to the meeting. I don't know what accent I did then. She insisted on coming to the meeting. That one doesn't sound as fun. So absolutely, it's an intensifier, which adds a little meaning. If insisted, it's already, If it's insisted, it's already strong. Because see how it's got insisted, it's already a strong point. So if you go, she absolutely insisted. Sounds desperate. She was desperate for that meeting. Okay, don't invite her to the meeting because she absolutely insisted. Yeah, the other lady, she just insisted on coming to the meeting. It's cool if she goes to the meeting. Okay. In order to improve clarity, you need to shorten your sentence. So to improve clarity, shorten your sentence. In order to is longer than to. Yeah. In order to. To improve clarity, shorten your sentence. To improve clarity, shorten your sentences. You can just, it's easy. Well, I mean, easy for me to say. I've been doing this for so long. They collaborated together on the project over a period of many weeks. They collaborated on the project for many weeks. And together is redundant with collaborated over a period is wordy. So you're cutting your wordiness. Okay, no. Ooh. You can scan one of your drafts. Oh, jeez. Okay. How good is that? It's even telling me how it's going to. Okay. Yes, fix my stuff. Okay, let's look at. Okay, I'm not going to get it to fix my website because I'll do that myself. Thank you very much, ChatGPT. You can't fix me. I can fix myself. I don't need you. Okay. Define superfluous. Okay. And use sources and explain the word origin. The origin of the word. Define superfluous, use sources, and explain the origin of the word. So I'm going to show which country it's from because it's always fun looking up which word it's from. I mean, which country. Okay, the adjective. It's an extra. It's adds meaning to words. Okay, exceeding what is sufficient or necessary, extra, unnecessary. For example, the report was marred by a mass superfluous detail. Why'd they even use the word marred? I feel like it's not simple English enough. The word comes from the Latin. Oh, take that, France. It's Italian. It's Proto-Italian. So it's superfluous. Superfluous. Overflowing. That's such a cool word. Oh man, that's cool. It's like a river overflowing. Oh man, I like that word. I like that word even more now, which is really upsetting because I'm Greek. So for me to like, like the Roman thing, I'm like, no, I got to rep the Eastern Roman Empire rather than the Western Roman Empire because, we did it right. We did it right. We were better, I reckon. I mean, look, for no reason other than I'm biased, but that's beside the point. Superfluous is a good word. Yes, I've got it. I've got it. Superfluous is built from super, over, beyond, fleur, fleur. Aha! It entered Middle English around the 15th century, derived via Latin and Old French. Ah, some French. Okay, I'm very excited about this word. Sorry, I like words. Okay, because its root literally means to flow over. I'm imagining like a creek, like a creek is a small river, just and like going over some rocks and superfluous, superfluous. It's too much water. It rains too much in England. The French are like, no, it rains too much here. Let's go back. Sorry to any English speakers who have come here and who are offended by that joke. Yes, it rains a lot in England, in Scotland, and up where it rains a lot. It rains so much. But at least it's green. It's a really green country, but it rains. I've got to say, you could lock me up on the other side of the world before I'd want to live in that country. G'day. I'm from Australia. Another joke that only I probably laughed at. Okay. Okay, float over something that goes beyond what is needed. In excess to okay, yeah, we get it, we get it. We know what it is. Clarity and efficiency. If you like, I can provide 3 examples. Can you stop? Stop giving me everything. Bro. All right, sources if you need. Superfluous. Cambridge Dictionary, yeah. This is etymology of word origins. I love this website so much. Because, yeah, word origin is so much fun. So much fun. When you want to do better in language learning, you find the funny stuff. Find the things that you're like, if it makes you giggle, you're probably going to remember it. That's the secret to learning well, actually. Okay. Moreover, still got some time to go. So sorry if I'm fluffing on about not much, but I had set myself the goal today to have my Paul's longest live stream, and the goal was 2 hours, and we're half an hour off 2 hours. This is why I wanted to do it at 6 p.m. Australian time, but now it looks like it's going to be 10 p.m. Australian time, and I didn't eat dinner because I felt that the live was more important than dinner because all right, that is not eating dinner is not 100% correct. I didn't eat a dinner as you would, but I did have a boer dinner. So a boer dinner is, I don't know if my pronunciation, even if that's good. I mean, look, I lived in the Free State for a while, but I think my pronunciation's gone by this point. Half. When the Boers were hungry during the war between the English and the Boer War in South Africa, and when they were at war with them, they used to dry the meat up and they used to hang it, and they made this thing called biltong. So I've got this thing that's my absolute favorite, and my good uncle, not the bad uncle, he was really thankful that I helped him out today, and he picked up the thing that I got for him, and he brought me some drywurst. I don't have words. I just love it so much. Okay. Now, don't tell my missus, but I wanted to save her some. Because it was the divorce that he made. Oh, oh. Okay. I ate the lot. I ate the whole thing. And so this is why I'm so upset, is because I actually wanted to save some for my missus, and because it was so good. I was a little fat kid at around 6 o'clock tonight, and I ate all of the drivers. So now I really do need to actually trek up and live up to my word and learn how to make it like I've promised him for so long. Because, Jesus, good. I don't know if I love biltong and drivers because I grew up in the Free State, or whether it's just good food. But if you ever do eat biltong, I'd be very interested to see in the comments if you prefer biltong or drivers, or if you like them both, and what you like about the one, what you like about the other, or whether one's better than the other. Oh, it's so good. So good. Okay. When I talk about food, I tend to I recess back to my South Africanness. But like it's only biltong and Pernitra. Like it's the rest is I'm as Aussie as they come. Good day. Good day. Good day. Let's learn about lexical choice, shall we? Lexical choice. If I can make it to 2 hours, I'm very, very happy. And I hope you are as well. And I really do hope you guys are finding this useful, because I love doing these. They're pretty fun. Lexical choice. All right. Let's steal our thing from before. Not that one. All right. Explain how I can improve lexical choice. Because I'm saying I realize that's probably why it's trying to help me. And I'm like, oi, mate, my English is good enough. You can have a look at my porkronos.com website if you want. And yeah, I mean, you tell me if it needs some clearing up, but I reckon it's good. I mean, I marked it, I proofread myself. But look, I'd love to get feedback if you're like, oh yeah, do that or fix this up. Like I'm a teacher, I'm not a marketer, so I'm very always open to feedback everywhere. Actually, yeah, I am a teacher. Yeah, I teach everywhere. I told you guys I teach motorcycle riding, and I teach English second language, and I teach business. Oi, too much business. I mean, too much teaching. All right, explain how an ESL student can improve there. Why did I become a sheep? When creating sentences. Okay. Explain how an ESL student can improve their lexical choices when creating sentences. Okay. Provide examples. Use sources. Ew, I could have. I don't know if it'll work, but it'd be good if it does. Use academic sources. It'll be fun to see what comes. I should have named this stream Fun with ChatGPT. G'day. Here's how. Actually, okay. Does it. When I use like an Aussie accent like that, is that racist? Because I'm like living here, but like when I'm parodying like the Aussie accent, I'm like, and I'm not from here. Like I don't know, because how like some accents were like, oh, am I not being? This is hard to know, and because I grew up in the 90s, in a certain country, I'm hyper stressed about where I sit on that spectrum. I literally started school the day somebody got out of jail, and 2 years after that, they changed the anthem, and we started singing a different anthem, and he became the president. So You know, got a few hang-ups about that one. I mean, my parents were really for it all. I think my dad was. Actually, I don't want to comment on how much he was helping and what he was up to, but yeah, it's. I really miss that country. It's the thing that I miss the most. I think is it's really it's just the wildlife and the beauty of the place. Like, oh, the yeah, you know what I mean. Like, you just you're just walking along and you see a rhino just hanging out at your car. And you're like, whoa, that thing's huge. And you're not in the zoo. You have to have your wits about you, like on don't scare him because he can crush you. It's like that's in the back of your head there, and that's the terrifying thing about it. But then you also get the cute little moments where I think in Australia they call it a meerkat. Meerkat. Meerkat is what we say in South Africa. You see the problems now. I'm like I feel like I'm racing against Australians, but I identify as Australian, but also identify as South African. My mother calls me a fruit salad for a reason because I couldn't Greek dance till I was an adult. I could barely speak Greek until I was an adult because my grandmothers would sometimes speak Greek to me. Everyone in my community spoke Afrikaans because I was in the Free State. My parents spoke English to me at home. It was bloody confusing. And, and then it was complicated. Sorry, I'm having some crises whilst I'm teaching about lexical choice. All right, so here's how an ESL student can improve their lexical choice when writing sentences. Guidance is direct, actionable, and backed by research. Okay, so what lexical choice means in this context. So lexical choice refers to selecting appropriate content, words, nouns, verbs, adjectives, adverbs, rather than function with. And like, okay, if you ever are like not sure, just go adjectives, examples, verb, examples. When you don't know, ask ChatGPT. If you don't have a friend, ask ChatGPT. I mean, it's to be honest though, it is better to ask a friend. Okay. So how's this? Okay. Use academic sources. Now, do you want to kick with ChatGPT yet? Is that an academic source? I reckon. It's academic, miss. Actually, let me show you while we're here how to make it academic. I think we're doing okay for timings. Okay. As you know, Wiki is not an academic source. Definitely not. But you can test for things. Let's have a look, see if this one's any good. These are your sources. Bro, you can't just say the answers without giving the sources. It's just quoting other Wikipedias. There, finally. That's an academic source. Note. We go down to the bottom of the wiki. It goes Reader. So this is where it got the information from. So, for example, I'm going to open this one up. Miss was here. There we go. Okay. In some cases, there are major differences in how different people use the same word. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Ah. Linguists have acknowledged that people may associate different meanings with the same word. Interesting, right? Huh. I'm going to read the sentence because that's quite an interesting sentence. I'm just trying to see where it begins. Blah, 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 blah. I'm going to start at the however. All right. Such models assume that it's possible to specify yada yada. However, both the cognitive science literature and recent experiments carried out in Sometime project at the University of Aberdeen, of which the current authors are a part, suggest that this may be difficult to do because of variations among people. That's because the same word may mean different things to different people. I wonder which country that is. Sorry for my not knowing the country. I feel like I know about it, but I can't remember. Yeah. I know. Which country? Help me. Newcastle? Forster? What? Huh. Okay. Australia's too big. I knew it sounded familiar. I knew it sounded familiar. I've been to Muswellbrook. I've been there recently. And Ravensworth. Oh, jeez. Okay, I've just looked up where it is. Oh, sorry. I just realized I've been reading all the stuff on the website without changing screens. My apologies. I'm just gonna. I'll close this down. I've just explained this whole thing with the source and sorry about that. I didn't realize. Okay. Sorry, it's getting late in Australia town. Okay, so Science Direct, is that an academic source? I'm gonna check. I don't think it is. Oh, it is. What do you know? Okay, Science Direct is an academic source, so that is acceptable. Okay. Strategies for improving lexical choice. Here are some practical steps an ESL student can use with examples and explanations. Read academically written text and notice word choice. Why? Exposure to authentic academic vocabulary and collocations helps you notice how words fit together, their register, and usage. For example, using corpus tools helps students improve vocabulary and context. This is great. So, original weak phrasing. The results show that most people get less sleep than before. Improved. The findings indicate that the majority of participants experience a reduction in sleep duration compared to previous years. Great. And what changed? Results equals findings. A more academic noun. Most people, majority of participants. So we just change it to something more precise. Get less sleep than before. Experience a reduction in sleep duration compared to previous years. More formal and specific. Golden. Golden, golden. Use topic specific and academic vocabulary rather than general everyday words. Why? Academic writing values information bearing vocabulary and lexical precision rather than generic words. So companies did good things to grow. It improved. The organization implemented strategic initiatives to foster growth. So what changed? Did good things, implemented strategic initiatives, clear and more formal growth, foster growth. And pay attention to collocations. This is important. Collocations and lexical bundles. Common word groups. I like how it defines what they are. That's pretty good. Why? Knowing which words typically co-occur improves the naturalness and appropriateness of word choice. So how I don't know if that's even a word. How natural and appropriate word choice. Seems like a long word. I'm not going to look it up now. I keep getting too distracted, and I kind of want to give you the last point before I let you go. And a weak one, he made a big mistake in the area of banking business. An improved one, he committed a significant error in the banking sector. What changed? Made a big mistake, committed a significant error. So collocation is committed an error. More appropriate area of banking business, so banking sector. Yes, simpler, beautiful. Use tools and resources to check and refine word choice. Why? ESL students benefit from using what's corpora? I'm going to find out what a corpora is. If it's good, I'll show you. First, I'll investigate, and then I'll show you guys. Text corpus. That's what it's about. Oh, it's plural of corpus. Oh. Oh, okay. Okay. I'm going to go to Cambridge because I just learned a word. Yeah. Wait. Okay, I'm going to share. Go move. Stop screen share. And then re-screen share. So, check it out. Corpora. Plural of corpus. I was correct. Okay, English corpora. These are the most widely used online corpora, and they serve many different purposes for teachers and researchers at universities throughout the world. In addition to corpus data, the full text word frequency has been employed by a wide range of companies in many different fields, especially technology and language. Links for a free online interface. You can purchase and download the corpora. Okay. Use on the web now. Okay. Wikipedia corpus. What the heck's that? It's a bunch of words. Yes, linked words. So basically, okay, I'm going to show you what a corpus is. A collection of written or spoken material stored on a computer and used to find how language is used. Makes sense? Okay. Let's go back to the other one. Let's try and wrap this up. Deshare, reshare. Alright. Share this one. Where are we at? Q. I go at stage, yes. Bye, goed. Alright. Avoid. Using corporate dictionaries beyond bilingual. This is really, be careful with using bilingual dictionaries, because if you're relying too much on your home language, you limit your growth. I know it's annoying when the teacher says English only, but it really does help. You'll be amazed how much it helps. So yeah, please do give it a go. Thesauri, I bet you that's just a plural of thesaurus. It is. And concord dances. They sound like fun. I won't show you the meanings of them, but yeah, please do. Like, look things up. I can't put them in the comments and be like, "This is the meaning." It's fun adding and building together. Okay. Verify usage, collocation, and connotation. Ooh, this is from a uni. Nice. From Salem. Okay. I know, but I read that book. It's also a play, and that's about Salem. And I'm stressed out whenever I see the word Salem. Okay. Comment if you got the joke. Okay, example. After writing that policy has many benefits, you can look up benefits in a corpus and find more precise alternatives such as advantages, positive outcomes, favorable implications. So then decide which fits the context and avoid overgeneral and high frequency words if a more precise word exists. That's golden academic what you need to do. Why? Essays with more sophisticated lexical choices, less reliance on high frequency, less reliance on high frequency words perform better. Very, very true. So, people said the plan was good and useful. Thanks. Improved. Stakeholders regarded the proposal as advantageous and pragmatic. What changed? People said changed to stakeholders regarded. Academic. More precise subject and verb. Good and useful, advantageous and pragmatic. Less generic adjectives. Not bad? Not bad at all. Okay. And then you want to put it together as a mini checklist. So when you write or revise a sentence, does each content word, noun, verb, adjective, or adverb precisely convey your meaning? Are the words appropriate and register? Are they formal for academic writing? Do the words collocate naturally? So do they sound correct in combination? And could a more specific topic appropriate word replace a generic one? Have I avoided repeating the same everyday words? And did I use a tool, dictionary, corpus search to verify word usage? How good is this checklist? I would definitely use that mini checklist. Okay, now don't give me a worksheet. I'm going to do the last one now. How are we doing for time? Oh, 5 minutes to go. Oh, crap. I lost it. Do you guys remember what was the other ones? I'll just scroll back. I'll find it. Don't worry. Lexical was before superfluous. Oh, boy. Right. Well, either way, wordiness, redundancy. Wait, I think I'm there. Clarity and precision. Okay, before this. Precise. Okay. I think it was before this. Okay. Improve if you like 2 more examples. There. Yes. I've lost the spot. I've lost my spot. Ooh, I might have found it. I'm gonna do a Control F. No, it doesn't work. Clarity is enough in meaning. Yes. Summary. Main issue. Ah, I found it. Oh, just when I thought I'd lost it, I found it. Okay. Oh, lol. We've been saying clarity so much. Basically, the final one was clarity. It was clarity. Okay, let's steal it. Okay. Okay. Explain how an ESL student can improve clarity in their writing. Use sources and provide examples. Let's check it out. Mate, we can do it. We can do it. Here's how an ESL student can improve clarity. So why clarity matters. So clarity helps the excuse me, helps the reader follow your ideas without confusion. So according to the Purdue Online Writing Lab, OWL, there are many strategies for improving the clarity of your sentences, including organization of information from known to new, using effective transitions, and avoiding awkward clause placement. It's a good website. I've used that one before. Also, the University of Western Australia. Oh, okay, I know that one. I know that Western Australia is a place. I know it should be its own country, but it's a place. I remember once I was doing a distance, like a mapping distance. I think it was London to Moscow. I think it was similar distance to Sydney to Perth. My friend's driven that. Just because you can. Didn't even need a passport. Okay. So Western Australia advises that concise writing is succinct and to the point. Writing this in this way allows your reader to understand you easily. Key strategies plus examples. Pretty good. Organize information logically from familiar to new. Your strategy begin with what the reader already knows. So old information, then move to new information. Okay. So that's flow. It's, in other words, is synthesis and cohesion in your sentences. Synthesis, cohesion, or flow. Whatever. Superfluous flow. Avoid the superfluous flow. Make it a what's the little one? The big one's a river. Make it a creek, not a river. Example unclear. Lately, the rapid disappearance of the Indian culture is the topic of a recent movie I saw. The sentence moves from new, rapid disappearance of the Indian culture to old, recent movie I saw, which disrupts clarity. Let's see a clearer version. I saw a recent movie about the rapid disappearance of Indian culture. Now, The reader is anchored. I saw a recent movie and then introduced to the new idea about the disappearance of Indian culture. This is much better. You see what I mean? Like I don't know. It's like some teachers, like they're so scared to use AI, but like it's so useful when you know how to. Use simple and precise language. Avoid overly complex phrasing. So strategy: use words your reader understands and avoid unnecessary jargon. If simpler words work better. So let's give an unclear example. The organization implemented a plethora of strategies. A plethora of strategic initiatives in order to optimize functionality. Revised clearer is the organization introduced several version uses fewer words, more familiar vocabulary, and clearer structure. And you want to limit that sentence length and avoid convoluted sentences. You can look up the definition yourself because we're near the end of the stream. So, a strategy: long run-on sentence with many clauses, reduce clarity. Too many more full stops. End your sentences. So the UWA guide recommends eliminating wordy phrases, and avoiding convoluted sentences. So an example that's unclear: in the event that the system fails to open correctly, it will be necessary for staff to perform manual backups, which may delay processing time considerably. A clearer version is: if the system fails, staff must perform manual backups, which may delay processing. See how much clearer that just hits? You're just like, yep, clear, got it. Here's another one. Use your active voice when appropriate. So active voice, it makes the subject, action, object clear for the reader. All right, check out that. I don't know if it's a good website because I've never heard of it, but check it out. So example, it's unclear. Report was written by the student and submitted for review. Clearer, the student wrote and submitted the report for review. So you want to use clearer sentences and demonstrate to avoid vagueness. So avoid sentences like this is a major concern because this is vague. Use demonstrative plus the noun. So an example is: the result is a major concern to improve clarity from Professor Scott's piece on demonstrators. Oh, nice. Thanks, Professor Scott. What a nice man. So see what I mean? Like you're getting some examples of things to just look up. Okay, so example unclear. This shows the problem. Think how much clearer this other one is. Revise clearer. This data shows the problem. This data is clearly, the word is data. So checklist for clarity. Does each sentence clearly present one idea? Is the reader introduced to familiar material before new material? Are my sentences reasonably short and manageable? Am I using active voice unless passive is required? Are my references this, those, it linked clearly to specific nouns? Have I replaced vague or generic words for more specific ones? So hopefully this has been a useful stream, and we made it. It's been fun for me, and I hope people get stuff out of it. So please do stay if you do. And again, I guess do I have any of those things? I know you can like do those things where it like goes, it's just a little likey thing. So people are telling me that I need to do that stuff, and today someone told me to do hashtags, so I'll do that. So anyway, I've got some music in the background now, so I'll end it here. Thanks for joining, and I will see you very, 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 very soon. Like and subscribe, follow for more, yada yada. Talk to you. Good day, good night, and how you going? Bye. End stream. Yeah, push the end stream button, mate. Button.